I'm going to demonstrate a number of ways to get set up in Live. One of which is going to work under the assumption that you have an audio interface and you're receiving signal from a microphone or a direct input, and the other is going to be working under the assumption that all you have is your computer and nothing else. So each of us has access to different things at different times, and I really feel like no matter what you have access to, it shouldn't prevent you from being creative. I often find myself in situations where the only thing I have access to is my laptop, and it's never stopped me from getting my ideas down or getting the job done. So let's start by talking about MIDI. MIDI stands for Musical Instrument Digital Interface. But for the purpose of the course, what I want you to understand about MIDI is that the MIDI controller is playing a virtual instrument or something that is from an external device. So it in and of itself does not contain the sounds that you're playing. It sends information to the computer, which tells it the pitch that we played, which is the frequency, and also the velocity, which is how hard something was played. And we can also assign any number of other functions or information for it to send. For the purpose of these tutorials, I'm going to demonstrate using this LPK25 right here, and also the Ableton Push. And additionally, for those of you who don't have a MIDI controller, I'm going to show you how to play MIDI and program parts using the keys on your computer keyboard. MIDI controllers often have drivers that need to be installed on your computer before your controller is going to communicate with Ableton. So your controller may have come with a disk that has the driver on it, or if you don't have access to the driver, you can usually find it by doing a Google search of the name of the MIDI controller and the name of your computer, for instance, Mac or PC. And once you have the disk image, you can just install it, run the program, and usually all you have to do is restart your computer and then everything should be running smoothly. Moving on to audio. If you have an audio interface and you don't know how to connect it, I recommend looking at a video from a fellow faculty member named Loudon Stearns, which we've given you exclusive access to his video. He wrote a course called Intro to Music Production, which is also available to you via Coursera, and I highly recommend taking it if you want to know more about music production. Before we move on, I want to briefly touch upon feedback and how to avoid it. So feedback is something that occurs when we create a sound loop between the input and the output sources. And a way to illustrate this would be a singer standing on stage, and then there's a monitor speaker in front of that person playing back what they're singing back to them so that they can hear themselves. And that sound comes out of the monitor speaker, and they sing into the microphone, and then it comes back out the monitor speaker and through the microphone. And if those two sources are pointed directly at each other, it's going to cause a very abrasive, harmful sound, which is bad for the speakers and whatever you're listening on, but it's also going to hurt people's ears that are around you in the same room. So we want to be really careful when we have the same input and output source selected. And you need to be especially careful of this when you're using your computer speakers to listen out of and the internal microphone on your computer to record. So the way that you're going to troubleshoot this is by plugging in a pair of headphones and listening on your headphones as opposed to your computer speakers.